Good morning to Germany, to today's webinar. Today DAAD is co-hosting a webinar on studying in Germany together with RWTH International Academy. Miss Elizabeth Sampson from Germany is the study coordinator of the RWTH International Academy, and she's going to explain the application procedures for studying in Germany and studying at RWTH Aachen to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Goldberg, and also for your introduction. So I'm going to be telling you a little bit about our university and the programs that we offer. Let's start now with the presentation. So welcome everybody. I'm glad to have you here, and I hope that you are able to take away all the necessary information that you need for your further studies and perhaps for studying abroad. My name is Elizabeth Sampson. I am a study course coordinator of our full-time master's programs. We have 7 on offer. I had invited a current student of ours, Ms. Zushen Liu, but unfortunately she is not able to join us today. She is studying our program, Robotic Systems Engineering. So you might be asking yourselves where Aachen is. And this is what I'm going to be telling you about now. Life in Germany and what is it like to study in Aachen. So Germany is a country that is known for its industry and known for technology. As you can see here, it's one of the 3rd most popular destinations among all international students. If you look at where I'm currently sitting in Aachen, it's right on the western border of Germany, and that's very close to other European countries. So if you are interested in doing traveling around Europe, this is a great place to start. You're very close to different countries around you and all very close to different German cities. It's an affordable place to live in terms of living expenses. It's one of the cheaper countries in Europe. There is a lot of cultural diversity which you can enjoy here too. And in addition to this, and perhaps most importantly, the German university degree that you get from studying this program is one that is very highly respected by employers worldwide and at industries in very different countries. A little bit about the city of Aachen itself. It's not a big city, but it's not a small town. It's something in between. There are about 260,000 inhabitants, you can see here, and 21% of them are international students. So perhaps if you decide to come and study here, you might belong to that too. Aachen is also very much known for, it's got a very rich cultural history too, which you might be able to learn at the different museums here. So looking at university, RWTH stands for Rheinisch-Westfälisch Technische Hochschule, that's German obviously, and it's one of the top technical universities, in many cases the top technical university in Germany, and its focus is on engineering and natural sciences. Perhaps some of you here today are interested in those programs. It was established in 1870, so if you can do some quick algebra, you will realize that it was established 180 years ago. So it's one of the most established universities here in the country. Looking at the research that is completed here in the country, you can see the partners in the institute, the companies that we work with here. There are many different big names that you might have seen here, seen around. And by getting a degree with RWTH Aachen or RWTH International Academy, you are standing in good stead in creating a good career. As you can read here, the RWTH is allotted the third most party research fund in Germany. As I mentioned, we have very strong links to the industry, and this is built up on the many different, the 260 institutes, the research institutes that are dotted around the campus here, and the 15 affiliated institutes where a lot of world-class research is going on. A lot of these institutes are based around Campus Milaten. This is not something that you will know, but that's a part of Aachen that where you drive around, you see many buildings, and you can be inspired by the different research that is taking place here. So, looking at the International Academy, we are an affiliated institute of the university, and we offer personal career and administrative support. We have 7 master's programs, which I will be telling you about now, and we have a 95% international student rate with very strong ties to our student and alumni community. So if you would like to build friendships across the world and keep them, then this is a great way to start. Moving on to the next point that I'd like to tell you about is the 7 degrees programs that we offer. So you could look at them in the 2 different categories. We have here our focus on mechanical engineering, and the second focus would be not only on engineering but also on management and engineering, and then included in this second category is civil engineering. So our 4 mechanical engineering degrees are computer-aided engineering, network production engineering, textile engineering, and robotic systems engineering. So perhaps you're interested in production lines, you're interested in the technology that goes into production halls, that goes into the industry. Perhaps you're interested in the design of products, or you're interested in in creating more efficient production lines. Then I encourage you to have a look at network production engineering or robotic systems engineering. If you are interested in branching out into the management side of things, if you would like to if you'd like to increase your academic knowledge about management and what leadership positions in civil engineering mean, or in production engineering, or in computer-aided engineering, then I highly encourage you to have a look at these 3 degrees. Going a little bit more into them, here we can see that CAME stands for Computer-Aided Conception and Production in Mechanical Engineering. We have linked here, if you see the shorter word that we've put on the right, that's a link to the web page of the degree. So if you want to quickly open up those pages, I encourage you to do so. You can scroll on the information that we've got there. I will go through the key facts of the degrees so that I won't go through each of the application requirements. So the degree that you will be getting is one that is accredited by ASIN, and this is a qualification that allows you to work continent-wide and also in the United States. So it's worldwide. It's something that's recognized across the world and allows you to your doors for your career to be opened. It's an English taught program, as Mr. Goldberger mentioned. This is something that that sets us apart at the International Academy to the rest of the university. All of the programs that we offer are in English. then our programs are also 4 years, or excuse me, 4 semesters in duration, which translate to 2 years. I'm not sure what the the standard master program is in Taiwan, but you can plan for 2 years to study with us. For some of our degrees, for one of our degrees, for textile engineering, we require that students have an A1 at enrollment, and that you can hand in together with your application. For the rest of our degrees, it is not required that you have any knowledge of the German language. However, you will need to show that hand in a proof of English proficiency. What is also important to note here is that the semester starts every year in October. It's called the winter semester, and our application phase for non-European citizens is always between the 1st of December and runs until the 1st of March. So that means that the application phase is currently open. So if some of you are looking at this presentation today and thinking, I would really like to study one of these programs, then I encourage you to get your documents together as soon as you can. We have a link to our application portal in this presentation too, so you can start straight away uploading your documents. It's a very simple process. What I'd also like to draw your attention to is in this box here. If you complete your applications by January the 15th of next year, you will be granted the 10% early bird discount, which means that your fees will not end up being 22,000 euros for your entire master's degree, rather 19,800. So that is a great thing to work towards and to plan ahead of your studies. So moving on to this slide, these are the programs that we offer, which focus on both management and engineering. So you can see here that similar to the programs I previously spoke about, it's also the programs are all English taught. The fees are also 5,500 euros per semester. Start is at the same time, and you complete your application on the same portal. Now, you may be asking, what are the things that you need to upload on the application portal? What are the formal application requirements? So here we have listed several documents, well, not several documents, we've listed all the documents that are necessary and are considered necessary to have a complete application. So we need a curriculum vitae, which obviously introduces you and what you've done. You'll need to upload a letter of intent, your motivational letter, transcript of records from your bachelor's degree. We will need a course description of all the modules that you took during your bachelor's degree. You'll need your final bachelor's certificate. This you can hand in at a later date, which is in September. This is for enrollment as you register yourself as a student, should you be given admission to the program. It is required that you also upload your proof of English language proficiency. This you can do too at enrollment. We also require that you submit 2 letters of recommendation, either from an academic head or from a work supervisor, somebody who can convince us how good you are and why we should let you, or why we should admit you to one of our programs. For the 6 of our 7 programs, it is necessary that you submit your GRE. There you can see we have listed the minimum requirement 2 of 145, 160, and 3. This is something that you do not need to submit for one of our programs. This is for the MME Construct program, our program in civil engineering. Please note here, if you have a look in the orange box, it is necessary that your documents are handed in either in German or in English. And if they're not, unfortunately, we won't be able to understand them, and we require that you have them translated into either one of those two languages by a certified translator. So those are the formal application requirements. Now you might be asking what the academic application requirements are. So we require that you have a bachelor's degree. Naturally, if you want to study a master's degree, you need to have completed a bachelor's degree, and we accept the following: Bachelor of Engineering, Bachelor of Science, or Bachelor of Technology, and it needs to be related to your desired study program. We will look at the credits that you have completed in your previous degree, and we'll see how it is related to the study program that you are intending to study. So what also belongs to the academic application requirements is a very good performance in your undergraduate studies. Please, at this point, I'd like to ask that you also click on the link that we have added here. This is to our FAQ, or facts and questions sections on our homepage. There we have listed a lot of questions that we get, and hopefully you'll find some very useful answers too, which will help you with your application. All right, so moving on to another topic, which is obviously something very important to being able to complete your studies here, and this is scholarships. Now, obviously, this online seminar has been made possible by DAAD Taiwan, and they are a scholarship or a financing institution themselves. So we have listed them too. If you see on the right at the top, we have linked the DAAD scholarship database. We highly encourage that you send in an application to them too, to have your degree financed. We also offer several scholarships, which I'd like to tell you about now. We have the Women in Engineering scholarships. The link to that is here on the side too. We offer these to women in the 7 different programs that we offer, and you can apply for this together with your study program application. There is a link to a separate site, but it's very easy to follow. The documents and the regulations are all on the web page. If you click on this link here, you will be able to find the necessary information. Now, you may be asking what the fees and expenses are, what you can expect to have to pay during your studies in Germany. So the tuition fees for the 4 semesters amount to 22,000 euros. In addition to this, you will have to pay, this is then payable to the International Academy. The second amount that we have listed here, this is the 300 euros per semester. This is payable directly to the University of Aachen, and this includes your public transport ticket. This includes your social contribution fee. With this payment, you can eat so cheaply at the cafeterias around the campus. We have listed here the living expenses to be under 900 euros per month. We recommend that you allow for this amount so that you can live comfortably once you have moved to Germany. We've listed the different types of expenses that you can expect each month. Obviously, this varies depending on where you decide to stay, if you want an apartment for yourself or just want to have a room in an apartment. It depends on the various different things that you choose for your life, but we highly recommend that you plan to have obviously enough money so that you don't have the financial stress at the end of the day. So moving on yet to the third part of our, or the fourth part of our agenda, who are we and what do we do? As I mentioned, we offer social support and administrative support. This is something that is a very important part of studying, and this is where the point at which you ask, what do I do after my degree? If you choose to study at a renowned university, you would like to know that your career is then, you're going to be set up for your career afterwards. So if you, what we offer as part of our services is a career platform, or a career services platform rather. Here you can expect to have CV checks. We have a cover letter workshop. We have trainings with different, with experts, where we complete interview training, networking training, and assessment center training. So these are all very important things that you will need to master in order to get the job of your dreams. In addition to this, we offer specific events which are exclusive to our students. This is the career day, this is the networking night. We also offer field trips and excursions to big companies and to our partner companies, where you can expect to network and to meet possibly your future employer. Now moving on to the housing support that we offer. Housing is a tough situation in Aachen. It's not easy to find a student accommodation, so we have set up this small, I could call it advice, channel for advice, where students can send in their questions, and then we give them as good advice as possible. There are some programs that we offer, or some, I don't want to call them programs, but there are some things that we offer which allow for students to have an easier start. Part of this is an all-inclusive master's package, which means that you pay for additional courses in addition to your tuition, and this will allow you to not only start your studies with the necessary additional subjects that you might have received under conditional admission. You also get a year's worth of accommodation in this building here on the right. There are several student flats that we rent out to our students with state-of-the-art facilities, and it means that your first year is set up for your studies very comfortably. So then, now that I've given a very, very brief rundown of who we are, what we do, and what we offer, I'd like to show you a picture of my team. These are my colleagues that I work with. This is in Aachen, and I'd like to encourage you to get hold of us. This is this is an email address that you can use to get hold of it. masters@academy.rwth-aachen.de, and we are sure to reply to you as soon as possible. So yes, I would like to thank you for your attention, for attending the presentation. I hope that I was able to share some interesting information, and I hope that yes, that I get to see you in the near future. Please don't hesitate if you have any questions.
Okay. Elizabeth, thank you so much for sharing your information about studying at RWTH Aachen. I think we could learn a lot. So the students, the participants now have the opportunity to ask questions. But first, I would like to ask my first question. I would like to ask one question I'm curious about. And I'm curious about, I mean, Aachen is a very famous university, very competitive university. Could you share information on how many Asian students? You do take in many international students. So is there many students from East Asia now studying in Aachen?
Yes, we've got very many students from Eastern Asia, and we welcome students from many different countries, including Japan, including South Korea, including Taiwan, including China, including neighboring countries, India, Iran. So we've got a very big base of international students.
And supposedly also students from Taiwan.
Yes, did I not mention that? I thought I did mention that.
Yeah. So, as I said, as we probably all know, applying for RWTH Aachen is not so easy. Could you give us some tips what applicants have to pay attention to in order to successfully apply to your programs?
Sure. So I would indeed take some time and sit down and have a look at the formal requirements for the study program that you would like to, that the student would like to apply to. It's very important that the documents that we listed, I did mention them briefly in the presentation, they are also listed on each of these study programs webpage. It's very important that those documents are submitted for the application progress. So your proof of English proficiency, obviously your bachelor's degree certificate, both of those can be submitted later. What is very important is also the GRE. That's possibly one of the most important things to start considering before your application. It might take several months for students to actually feel ready to complete the GRE exam. What also is very, very important for our study programs is the minimum of 12 months worth work experience for the degree. That's also one of the criteria that we look very closely at. Has the student completed the minimum of 12 months by enrollment? So that would mean 6 months by application. And then the second thing that we look at is how is the work experience related to the study program that the student would like to apply for.
So mainly you pay attention to the GRE exam results, of course, and the work experience.
Correct.
General advice I would like to give: do really, really carefully prepare your application, your curriculum vitae, your letter of motivation. Basically, this shows your motivation on studying in Germany, and it also is a hint for German universities how diligent you are as a student. If there's many mistakes in your application, if the English is not so good, then of course the university might get quite hesitant in deciding to take you in.
Yes, exactly. We do look at all the documents. It might seem like a long list, but we do take the time to go through everything, and that's why it's necessary to take care and to really think about what you upload and what you would like to tell us about yourself.
Mm-hmm. I would also recommend to contact the staff of RWTH Aachen before you send in your application.
Definitely.
Get sure
Definitely.
This is really the kind of background RWTH Aachen is looking for. This is the kind of working experience they're looking for, and clear out questions before you send in all your application. So there's one student who is asking about the business management program. So you do have also programs in business management, but most of your programs the student mentions are specializing on engineering. How does that work?
Correct. Correct. So if Peggy Lynn, if you would like to focus on your on business management, one of our sister companies, also in the International Academy, but in a different department, they offer programs in business management. You are welcome to send an email and we can put you in contact with them. But as I mentioned, we do have the 3 courses which sure do include engineering, but there is also a strong focus on management.
But students should have engineering background in order to apply for your programs.
Yes, yes, that is necessary.
Whereas other business management programs might be more flexible.
More focused on economics, sure.
Okay. Well, today there's not so many questions, so I would like to thank you very much for sharing your information with us. RWTH Aachen is, as probably all our attendants know, one of the most renowned universities in Germany. So it's a very competitive university. It's not so easy to apply for it. But as far as I understand, job opportunities after finishing studying at RWTH Aachen are pretty good. And on a global scale, you have good opportunities for the job. So thank you very much for talking to us and giving us your information. Goodbye.